Well, hey, I'm John Hart. Welcome back to Mr. America Hart. I have a really special show today for you. I have the collaboration that you have been waiting to see. My brother, Kevin Richardson from Naturally Intense. Okay, if you get out there and check out this YouTube channel, Naturally Intense. I have that name right, Kevin?
You do, yes indeed.
Okay. My brother Kevin has had a physique. He's a former competitor from back in the day with the INBF, the WNBF, that's the World Natural Bodybuilding Federation. That was my organization. And he's kept on for the last 33 years, training and looking the part, in a lot of ways getting better over the years. And here he is now, spending a little bit of time with me. I called him up the other day and I said, Kevin, I'm coming to Brooklyn. You and I, we're going to spend a little time together. I'm coming to train. Let's roll, like that. This is the collaboration everybody's wanted to see. Let's roll, like that. And I'm coming in October. And Kevin says to me, great, we book it, just like that. But then he says, we can't wait till October. We have to give the people something now. Let's go. Okay, all right, that's it. So now we're here, and we say, all right, we're doing a little bit for both of our channels, collaborating. Now, welcome to Mr. America Hart. Kevin, please say hello to everybody. And I thank you so much for coming here and being a part of the show and bringing your amazing training and physique at 51 soon, years old. Okay, this man right here is inspirational. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for that very, very, very heartfelt introduction. And, you know, I'm really honored to be here, really happy to be able to spend some time talking to another legend in the natural bodybuilding community and also a legend in terms of high intensity training. I always say that I don't endorse, I've never endorsed anybody publicly on my channel. I've never done it. I've never said this is someone you should follow in particular. But people said, I want some information about training, about natural training. Who should I listen to? Who should I follow? And I'm like, John, go to John's channel. Go see what he has to say. Listen to what he has to say, because I remember seeing you when you were competing, and that was an inspiration for me. Because again, it's not about being there and doing it. It's about being there and doing it as a lifetime. You are competing in your 50s at the very highest levels of natural bodybuilding. And that's not something that comes from genetics, comes from an accident. It doesn't come from, well, he got lucky. No, this is the epitome of excellence. This is what it takes. This is, if you say something about what should be done, people need to stop, need to listen. Because it's rare. It's very, very rare. It's really, really rare. I mean, you know, that's inspiration for a lot of people out there, and you do such good work with your channel, and you're always on point. And you also have that thing that I'm so much about, which is about sharing. And we've talked about that, the importance of sharing. Just sharing and, you know, bringing it out there.
Kevin, I have to tell you that it was always a goal of mine as well when it came to competing in bodybuilding, that I never, you said competed at the highest levels. I never competed. I made it a point that I never entered a master's show. Even though I was in my 40s and then 50s, I never did. I was always in the open class. So anything I won in the open class. Anytime I placed well, I placed well in the open class. That was a big deal to me. Because for me personally, I don't knock any men that go into the 50s, 60s, 70s competing still. Go ahead if that's your thing. For me, it wasn't my thing. It was always, I'm done when I'm done with that, and I'll move on to something else. And now, as we're doing right here, collaborating on this is what I've transposed some of that energy to, is my business, you know, Mr. America Hart, and then spending some time with, you know, gentlemen like yourself who are out there doing it as well. And you're right, teaching and being an example is one of the greatest gifts in this profession. And through my channel, I give a ton of information, but I want to point this out too, I've done recommendation videos where I've recommended my favorite trainers, I've recommended my favorite channels, and both times mentioned Naturally Intense. Okay, so Kevin Richardson, again, I'm welcoming you to the channel, but you're a friend of this channel, but also we have a lot in common, and when we were introduced, it became even more obvious. Once we spent 20 minutes on the phone, which turned into 2 hours the first time, you know, it was more like we're brothers, man, and that was something that to me meant a lot. Okay, so I am very excited about getting to spend some time with you in person in the next couple of months, but also while we're here and while we're doing this right now, the people on my channel have heard about you. They've heard, I've recommended your channel a lot to them, and like yourself, as far as recommending people goes, I'm very few and far between, and yours, I tell everybody, go to Naturally Intense if you want to learn about high intensity training and have we mostly have similar spins on everything, but a slightly different spin. You might learn and want to try and do what Kevin does even more so than what I do. And that's totally okay. There's more than one road to get to the same destination at times. And this is one of those cases. Kevin, if you had to summarize for the benefit of the people watching this video right now, if you had to summarize, if you had to give a brief, let's say, one paragraph, 3 or 4 sentences summary of how can they get in the best shape possible, maximizing their lean muscle mass, reducing their body fat to the lowest level with the right amount of time investment, how would we do such a thing?
Without question, high intensity training.
Three words, not 3 sentences. Help me a little bit more. I agree with you. I agree. I do.
You need to be
Elaborate,
training,
please.
You need to be training as hard as humanly possible. You need to be taking your workouts to a level that you're not accustomed to. You need to be optimizing nutrition to a point whereby you are striving for perfection. And you need to be optimizing your sleep, rest, and recovery also with the same degree of perfection. And I would probably put in that depending on your age, you need to sleep and have the same degree of dedication to a perfect sleep pattern as you do to a perfect eating and training pattern. You do that and you will be jacked in your 70s, your 80s, and your 90s.
And coming from you, who has helped people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, I can verify that what this man just said is 100% true. I'll throw in, as we do with each other quite often at the back end of each other's statements, I'll throw in a little additional to what Kevin said, and that is, the addition I would say is most of you listening to this take better care of your car and put better fuel in your car than you do your own bodies. And if you would transfer that same attitude to your own bodies, then you might find that you are driving around in a Lamborghini, a physical Lamborghini, every single day, as opposed to walking around and driving around in a Volkswagen.
Very, very, very well said, my brother. Very, very well said. I mean, it's true. It's absolutely true. The difference between an Olympic athlete and somebody who is, let's say, a recreational athlete is that Olympic athlete goes all out. They do not have any perception that there is a second place, that there is a bronze medal. They are going because they're trying to be at the absolute pinnacle of their performance. And if you're a natural athlete, you need to understand that in order to get to that level, you have to approach it like an Olympian. You have to be Olympic level. You have to not have any excuses about, I can't eat, good, or I can't eat this way. I can't sleep this way. I can't train this way. With my particular form of training, it's 3 times a week for 10 minutes. It's a half hour a week of training. And there's no way you can say I don't have 10 minutes. It's not possible.
That's it.
But that's the easy part. The easy part, in a way, sometimes is high intensity training, because with our training styles, you go in and you have us. When I train my clients, I'm the one pushing you. So you will be training at the same level as some of the top athletes on the planet. You'll be doing it. No problem. Easily.
Great point. Great point.
But that's not it. That's part of it. The nutrition is so important. The sleep is so important. The choices that you're making every single day. The fact that you need to start thinking in terms of, what can I do to be better? What can I do to be better for that next workout? If you really want to look exceptional, you have to be exceptional. It just comes down to that. There's energy cannot be created or destroyed. And it's the same in terms of a natural physique. If you don't have it in yourself to give everything, why should you expect to get everything? And I think I tell people that all the time. And drugs are basically the ability to do what you want and get what you want. It comes at a price, and it's only temporary. And both of us, we both grew up with watching people on stage, the top of the bodybuilding stratosphere, watching them, and we see where they are now, and they would die to be where we are now. Now, we never stepped on the Mr. Olympia stage, and we never will. But if you think about what the real reward, the inner reward, also how much you learn about yourself by spending and putting that energy into taking care of yourself and having no quarters whatsoever. Taking care of ourselves becomes a spiritual journey, because it's all about trying to be better. And in so doing, you're able to transcend this idea that there are these limits that you can put on yourself that there's this limit you can get to. Oh, well, I'm 40 now, so I can't expect to put muscle on. Well, I'm 50 now, I can't expect to put muscle on. Well, I'm 60 now, I can't expect to put muscle on. Or I'm 20 and I'm natural. It's like, there's only so big I can get. You pass that mindset. The mindset of any successful individual, be it competitive sports, entrepreneurship, or natural bodybuilding, is doing everything possible today to optimize, to get to be better tomorrow. You do that, you're set. And the thing about high intensity training is that it allows you to put it into a schedule sustainably, because all it is, you got to figure out a way to be sustainable with it. And if you're training for an hour, 5 days a week, I can't come out and say there's not a way to train 5 hours a week and get results. Obviously, there are people out there who are able to do it. I'm not here to say that. All I'm here to say is I do not think the majority of the population of the planet wants to spend 5 hours in a gym, has the time to spend 5 hours in a gym, and is able to make a life where that's possible. And so this form of training, high intensity training, basically allows everyone the ability to make a choice as to whether or not they really want to be excellent. It gives you the opportunity to be able to do it. You can do this training. You're going to get these results, whether you believe it or not. You could totally be like, you know what? This is nonsense. 10-minute training, high intensity training, it's nonsense. It doesn't matter. You go in, you train with us. One workout. After one workout alone, you're going to be in a place where you've probably never been before. And you're going to realize that that's the place that you need to be. With all those hours you were training before, you need to be in that place. That's where you need to be spending a lot of time. You do that, everything changes. Everything changes. You want to increase testosterone levels? 10 minutes, 2 times a week. You want to be able to be in your 80s and doing what everyone else is doing in their 30s? High intensity training. Not because it's a better form of training or anything else, but because it's sustainable. If you can do anything sustainably, that's what matters. It's about sustainability and also to injury. You know, you were talking before about in natural bodybuilding, you don't tear muscles. I can't put into words how much the majority of what people talk about as training modalities is just a recipe for long-term overuse injury. That's all it is.
Great point.
Great point. You're not training your muscles. You're creating a situation whereby you're going to be dealing with overuse injuries. It's inevitable. There's a reason why you are in your 60s and look the way you do. Part of it is the fact that you also didn't get injured. And that's why I'm also on the high intensity. If you could put a large number of individuals who train 5 days a week for an hour, and you put the same number of people who I've trained over the years with 10-minute workouts 3 times a week,
that's right,
who've been training for, let's say, all of them 5 to 10 years, compare and contrast 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. The number of injuries on that side, the high volume, is nothing compared to the lack of injuries on the high intensity side. And that means that they can train more. That means they can keep on training. That means that they can keep on going. And that's it. It has to be sustainable. If it's not sustainable as a natural athlete, don't do it.
See, Kevin, I've made that point over and over again, that when it comes to what you just said, sustainability, all of the current research that you hear these PhD YouTubers point out right now, let's just call them that, okay? PhDs that are now YouTubers, they find they can make more money on YouTube, so that's where they're going to go, okay? Exercise scientists that are now YouTubers, okay? All of their research is done in a 8 to 16 week vacuum, okay? With a small population. That's not 8 to 16 years. 8 to 16 weeks. And when they talk about these crazy volumes, I've seen some, PhD YouTubers talk about 52 sets is the ideal number per week per body part. It's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. And not sustainable. That's number one. Number two is those overuse injuries that will occur by nature. I've made this case. You just made it for me as well. I've made the case that with high intensity training, we do have a longevity that goes like this. Now, everybody, of course, points out Dorian Yates. Bad example right there. Okay, bad example. Let's go with any high-intensity guy in the natural world, and now I'll show you somebody who's going 30, 40 years. Here's 2 of us right here, okay? Yeah. So, and it's the drug issue back there too, as well. So when we talk about going longevity-wise, high-intensity training is better for your lifestyle overall, but then also for minimizing the downtime that in some ways we could say, I don't want to say it's inevitable because, I can't remember the last time I had an injury to stop me from training. That just doesn't happen. Yeah, exactly. And if you take care of yourself, it's not going to happen. If you get that sleep, we talked about the nutrition, everything, it's not going to happen. High intensity training allows you to go in more of a linear fashion over years, progressing. And that, by default, is going to be the better way to train. I want to see an 8 to 16 year study, not an 8 to 12 or 16 week study, comparing high volume to high intensity training. And again, those guys, there are the anomalies that do train with higher volume that don't destroy their bodies, and they do last 8 or 16 years, and they do make nice progress. And I'm not knocking them. I'm talking about the majority, though. The majority do have issues. And so here we are, and you can walk in any gym USA and you'll see they're damaged. But here we are talking from a perspective of two guys that have done this now for 33 and 41 years respectively, and at the highest of intensity levels, and still going, still able to do it, still getting psyched up to work out, aggressively pursuing those workouts, and looking for more. Here, that's our tagline, Kevin, I believe, you and I together. Looking for more, okay? That's it right there.
It's never good enough. It's never good enough.
Never good enough. So, Kevin, thank you so much for contributing, stopping by my channel, collaborating with me on this one call we got together right now in expectation of our physical presence with each other and training together a little bit when we get around October. That'll be fun. Thank you so much for coming on the channel. Thank you for your wisdom, your knowledge, the understanding you have on training and diet and high-intensity training. Everybody, Naturally Intense, get over and see Kevin Richardson. Learn from him. Buy his materials. Tell me, Kevin, you have video? Tell me, what do you have?
No, just training. Train with us.
Just training?
Come train with us.
Buy a session or 2 or 10 with Kevin. Go and do it. And you guys are going to make the best progress ever. Is there anything you'd like to say, Kevin, on the way out?
I'd like to say, everybody listen to this channel, understand how much of a blessing this man is, understand how much of a gem this man is. There are not that many people out there who have been there, done that, got the t-shirt and share it. And he's one of them. And you know what? It's an honor to be here. And, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you, Kevin. I really appreciate it. Guys, before you leave, off to my left, you're going to see this disc pop up. That is the subscribe button for my channel. Please hit that thing, or it might be on my right, but wherever the disc pops up, hit that thing, okay? And let them know that you want to be notified when I have new videos pop up. Down below and off to your left, you're going to see a thumbs up button. Please give that thing a tap. Change the color on it. Light up the YouTube algorithm. It lights me up too. From my heart to you, John Hart, I'm looking forward to seeing you again. See you next time.